Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is you're watching me. I hope you're having an amazing day, just as I'm having one right here. This is supposed to be day 34. Yeah, the previous one was day 33. So, let us address the big elephant in the room. I've been keeping some things from you guys, and I think it's high time I open up. If you remember, there was the early videos I started making on YouTube. um, I addressed the issue of Olukoya burying some cows. There was this there was this talk about Olukoya burying some cows, and I said that you should let us bring down archaeology, since Mrs. Funke Ashekun was saying that he buried cows. And just after that one, there was a lady that they came brought out, one hood mama, that was talking about how amazing Olukoya was to her. You see, sometimes when I look at the fact of the case and I look at the things that is actually going on, it makes me sad. It makes me depressed. It makes me sad, like really, really sad, to think that these are the things that men would do unto men. But most importantly, you will know some things, but you can't talk about it, because if you talk about it, the victims, in fact, their chances of it's like very, very high. So if you observe, sometimes I'll just say my word is my bound, my word is my bound. Because when I make a promise to certain people, I don't break it. If I make a promise to you, I don't break it. I keep that promise for my life, because your word is all you have. So the very first time I took interest in the case of Mr. Femi Jimoh and Pa Caleb and Area Enero, if you notice, I avoid their story most of the times. I don't talk about it. People tell me to investigate their case, and I just say okay. But I deliberately avoid it because there are some gray areas that I will have to dive into, and I don't want to be an hypocrite. There are some things that will have to be said, so I avoid it completely. But when I posted the MOT birthday shout out that had all those men talk about their escapade, and then today while I was working, I had someone comment about the actual reason why Mr. Femi Jimoh was sent to jail. My heart was broken. My heart was broken, and at the same time I was happy, because I'd already promised someone that I would never talk about it unless somebody brings it up. So I was heartbroken that okay, fine, it is finally time. I'm going to have to address the elephant in the room. And at the same time, I was happy that okay, fine, I didn't break my promise. So now I'm free to talk about it. I did not break my promise to the other party. So let us address the elephant in the room. When the whole case of Femi Jimoh and Pa Caleb and Area Enero happened, something struck me as odd. And that's one thing about me. All I do is observe things around me. I observe the fact of the case. I observe events, and I wait. And they're like numbers. They're like zeros and ones. They speak to you. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, when you know this binary zero ones, they just speak to you. So when I observed the case, I noticed that Femi Jimoh was accused of conspiracy to buy Olukoya and his family members, and they said he did it with Pa Caleb and with Enero. They were all they claimed that they were all accomplices in the thing they wanted to do, the conspiracy. But when you weigh the conspiracy to how the torture was melted on the people that they claimed they were involved in the conspiracy, you would see an inequality. There was this inequality in the measure of the punishment, where emphasis was being placed on Femi Jimoh suffering more than the rest of the group. It felt as if Femi Jimoh suffered more. Now, did the rest of them suffer? Yes. But when you look at the pattern of torture by the police, by the whole institution that be, there was a lot of emphasis on Femi Jimoh going through a larger share of this horror ordeal. So when I looked at it, it struck me as odd that 3 people conspired, but 1 person was getting punished the more. So it raised the question to me that could it be that the 1 person they were actually going in for was Femi Jimoh, and every other person was just like, a casualty. So when I started following down the rabbit hole and I was looking at the storyline that everybody had, from Femi Jimoh to Pa Caleb to Henry, everybody had a story to tell. You would observe that the chances of death happening to any of those 3 was higher on Femi Jimoh. There were instances where it would have been in comparison to the rest of them. There were multiple instances where it could have been like, and that was it, when you compare it to the rest of them. So that raised a red flag to me, as if I don't think that this whole charade was meant for these 3 people. Those 2 people were just casualties. I personally think that there is more to the story surrounding Mr. Femi Jimoh than what truly meets the eye. So I started doing my diggings and I started making calls. And when I found the answer, a whole lot of things made sense. And I smiled. What if I told you that from reliable source, like when I say reliable source, sure banker, I have not receipts, that Femi Jimoh, Mr. Femi Jimoh, was part of the people that helped to bury those cows. According to the report I heard from reliable source, Femi Jimoh was part of the men that helped your general overseer to bury the 7 live cows at the headquarters. And something happened between them along the line. Now, this same fact have now been mentioned in the comment section of the, if you watch MOT, the video I posted before day 32, before day 33, you will find, go to the comment section, you will find an account user, Margaret, that explained the entire ordeal. And I told the person, you have finally broken the table. Something happened between Olukoya and Femi Jimoh that led to the whole thing going haywire. Now, where I think the person that commented, got a fact or his facts wrong, is that you really don't understand when Femi Jimoh did the burying, the circumstances that led to him helping them bury those cows, according to the things I've been told, and the reason why he started becoming a pastor for MFM. There were different situations that led to it, but they were all interconnected. But as a means to hush Femi Jimoh, it was so unfortunate for him that, according to Femi Jimoh, he then met the CSO at the herbalist house, as you've heard him say over and over, which was now like a tangible reason to then, initiate this whole mess. Because now, how do you arrest somebody and say the reason why I'm arresting you is because you caught me, you know too much? But there had to be a tangible reason, a concrete reason that you can actually present to the whole wide world, which was then him coming to the CSO house, according to what Femi Jimoh said, and he got arrested there. And also, when you look at the fact of the case, because when I first heard, I was like, what? Like, seriously, what the hell? Because it was just overwhelming. You you hear something like that from a reliable source. Like, when I mean reliable source, I mean the evidence choke. And you are trying to make sense of what you just heard. You then answer some questions. Because how convenient is it that somebody was put in prison, or is it jail, or what do I call this, for 9 years without seeing court judgment, without going to court? You're spending 5 months at Sabu police station. What are you doing there? Because the law does not even permit you to detain somebody for more than 24 hours. The maximum, let's just say, okay, fine, you want to bypass process and stuff. The maximum will be a week. After a week, you have to take the person to court. This man spent 5 months. How was it so convenient? I personally think, and it's my opinion, that it was never about Femi Jimoh saying the courtroom. It had always been about Femi Jimoh not living to see another day. And when you look at the chances and the instances where he almost lost his life at the police station, it answers a lot. And I think what really saved them, or what really saved Mr. Femi Jimoh, was the fact that his family members, though they were not as rich as, they would not stop coming to the police station. They would not stop screaming and yelling at the police station. For that reason, the police knew they had to tread carefully. And as God will have it, according to Femi Jimoh, there was a change in DPO who gave him a saving grace. And that's why I personally think it's just pathetic. Because according to my source, that was what happened. But think about it. To cover up one single scandal, you were willing to waste 2 more lives. To cover up one single scandal, you were willing to waste 2 more lives. For me, most times when I get receipts like that, I don't just talk if I don't have receipts. So sometimes I'll just wait and I'll weigh my options. The reason why I've never really spoken about it is because I know that the day I speak about it, they would probably want to kill him. They will probably want to do something to hurt him. But the question is, as I always say, where have I lied? Because the fact of the case are there. And the people that witnessed the whole thing, they know. The people that buried, that helped to bury, they are still alive. They all know themselves. And I'm telling you that the whole world should know today that Femi Jimoh was part of the people that buried those cows, according to my source. And that was the reason I said then that it's simple. Let us bring down archaeologists and let them find the bones. The names of the people that helped to bury the cows, the ones that are dead and the ones that are still living, I have their names. But there's something I need to bring to everybody's attention. The scandal in MFM is deeper than what we actually think it is. If we think it is just essaying women, no. It goes way, way deeper. It goes deeper to scary stuff that involves life and death. And I'm actually saying this because now I'm no longer bound by any promise. And for those of you that think that you're in MFM and you think you can play this game with Olukoya, you can play the Russian roulette game with him, you better be careful. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know who you're messing with. I really wish you do. A lot is going on that I just need them to be done with this case. Because a lot has to be said. I can't even wait to show you guys a lot of things. A lot has to be said and a lot has to be addressed. It's not just about the body of Christ. It's about this person that claims to be a part of the fold that people don't even know. Have you ever wondered the reason why conveniently, when the whole scandal of Femejimo broke out, the amount of PR that MFM did and press release that MFM did concerning Femejimo, it was not a small thing. It was not shere. It was heavy. The amount of PR that MFM did, press release, doing this, doing that, it's still on Facebook. And that's the thing, digital footprint. You will always find it. It was heavy. In fact, they did not even do twice as much on Ayotunde Richard as they did on Femejimo. Have you ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why? The only unfortunate thing I think happened to Pa Caleb and Henry is the fact that, personally, I think you can't just pick one person and start crucifying him for conspiracy. So you need other people. So I think they needed people whose family are not even well to do, or they don't even have the backbone to protect them. Hence, Olowo Bayawole. And the only thing you can do is going back and forth to beg and ask the public to help you beg him. And since he holds all the cards, there's nothing you can do. But where all these things be true, and it is true, it then begs this question. Was Femejimo did they ever plan that Femejimo would have left that prison alive? Because believe me, that man knows too much. He knows a lot. And a lot is going on behind the scenes that we don't even know. So while you choose to use your Orikuku and stay, I'm tired today, I'm sorry, but I just needed to address what that person said. Everything is not what it seems so. But for those of us that want to know the full details of the story, the person has already commented the details on my channel, on my YouTube page. Go to the video of the MOT. I'll pin that video. I'll pin that comment. And you will find it there. For those of us that want to read, because I don't want to say too much. But the person has said it all. The reason why a lot of us are just quiet is because some lives hangs in the balance. You're looking at a lot of people might lose their life because it goes deeper than what we all think it is. That's all I have to say. Have a great day. Today I'm just tired. Bye.